This is your boy DJ Leon D, and on this channel we talk about travel, money, and lots of cooking. Three things I know quite a bit about. I'm not an expert at anything. Nope, not an expert. I've just been around a long time and know a lot. Let's get it on. This is your boy DJ Leon D. I'm here to tell you about a place I went to and tried the food scene. It was really disappointing. Let me tell you now. I spent a month in Panama. I just got back. Let me have you ever been somewhere where it's pretty and it can be great, but it's not? Well, the city of Boquete, Boquete, Boquete is like that. Boquete, Panama. It's a city that could be, what do you call it? A great tourist city. Not like a Cancun because there's no beach, but the beach is not far. It could be one of those kind of cities. But I'm going to tell you why it's not. It's not a great city because too many damn Americans there. One out of every 3 or 4 persons is an American or an expat from somewhere else. Germany, but 95% of them are Americans and Canadians. And when it's a bunch of Americans and Canadians in a foreign territory, a foreign country, they finna fuck it up. That's how it's gonna go. They're gonna mess it up. And let me tell you some of the things they done totally messed up. Now, Boquete, we talking about the food scene. Boquete got about 25,000 people. It's one of the fastest growing cities in Panama. It's in a volcano, or it's on the side of a volcano. It's on the side of a volcano. Now, what really irks me the most is that Boquete and the people there boast that they got 250 restaurants. What place on this earth with 25,000 people got 250 restaurants? And I'm going to tell you about the restaurant scene. Every little nook and cranny is a restaurant. Every nook and cranny is a restaurant. Where I'm from, we call them neighborhood bars. You go to a bar where the owner also is your bartender. He cooks your food. He also seats you at the table. Yeah, they got 1 and 2 employees. And you could tell Boquete is strange because you see a few locals working there, Panamanians. But here's the deal. The Panamanians don't eat at the places they work at. No. They go to where they normally eat at in their little local neighborhood. They know where the good food is. And the reason Boquete is not a foodie city. Now, it's got nationalities from everywhere. But none of the restaurants look like it's a restaurant. You see a few of them. They don't look like you want to go into them. And ain't nothing wrong with that unless you're me. They don't look like you want to go into them. And then the people, everybody ain't no good cook. Everybody ain't no good cook. Just because you got a restaurant don't mean the food good. I can testify to that. I've been some places that the food just ain't great. So you go there, you're gonna get your feelings hurt. Because I went there and I had some food that was not the best. It was not the best. But a lot of places do got good food. But come on, you ain't got 250 of them. You ain't got 250 of them. So what I want to tell you, it's just one of those cities that the foreigners have just ruined it. And then you get there. Now, the average Panamanian make about 20 to 30% what the average American makes. And things are generally priced that way unless you're in an upscale grocery store. But that's almost anywhere. Things are priced that way. But when you go in these restaurants where a lot of Americans and Canadians and foreigners go to in Panama, you paying the same amount of money you're going to pay in the States. But yet the labor wages is nowhere near what they are in the States. A Panamanian making $5-6 an hour, probably $3 an hour. But the food and the food do not cost 5 to 6 times what the wages are in those particular countries. No, the food ain't priced like that. No. Because a lot of the foods are local foods. And check it out. I'm not paying for fish what I pay in the States for fish. That place is bordered on water on every side. Lakes, water, beaches. You got the Pacific, the Caribbean. You got rivers. So that fish is coming right from the damn lake or ocean or whatever you want to call it. They coming right from there. And that guy who sold that fish did not charge what an American person going to charge. He didn't do that. So these foreigners go there, and their goal is to make money off other foreigners. Ain't that some shit? That's how it works there in the restaurants in Boquete. When I see a rack of ribs for $35, and I know in the States a rack of ribs is it's $35, and I just seen your pig, and I seen my pig, why you charging me the same as this pig over here I got in the States that you got in Panama? Yeah. They got great food, Italian, Greek, they got all that. But you should not be paying in Panama Italian food for what you pay in Italy. That's not how it works. We expect for food to be less. But now, here's the funny thing about Boquete. If you go to what they call a fonda, that's where the locals go to eat. You can get a full grown meal for about $3 to $5. You gonna get, grandma knows how to cook. She been having that place for 30 or 40 years, and the locals go to her because it's cheap, it's good, and it's local. And she giving authentic dishes. The minute you leave that area, you now gonna be paying $25 to $30 for the same meal because he got windows. Okay, he can have windows, but it's 80 degrees every day. I'll eat outside. I'll eat grandma's meal for $3 to $5 that's going to fill me up for the rest of the day. It's the same beans and rice and chicken. It's the exact same. It's just that he knows that if he got windows and he put it in English, you're going to come. Not I. Nope, not me. Boquete got way too many restaurants, and I don't know where all the people come from outside of the Americans and Canadians and a few people from the UK and Germany and other places, but 90% of everybody is Americans and Canadians. And anytime there's a bunch of those in one place, it's a bad idea, a terrible idea. They don't negotiate, they pay stuff, and to them, I guess it looks like it's the same as back home. When I go other places, if the economy is the same as the U.S., I expect U.S. prices. If their economic standards are a little bit lower, I expect to pay a little bit lower. And when I went to Finland, if it's higher, I expect to pay more. I know they go in there, but expats are screwing over expats in Boquete. They are screwing expats over. Now, it's bad enough you go a lot of places and the foreigners are going to screw you over. But the foreigners aren't trying to bankrupt you. Expats don't give a damn about you. They don't care about you at all. I don't care what you say. I don't care. They ain't your friends. They're your friends. They charge you the same thing they charge a Panamanian. Nope. They're going to charge you more because they know you got the means to pay more. If you didn't, you would be in your own country. Poor people don't travel. Not overseas. They don't go to international places. Poor people travel to where they can eat at. And that's usually the neighborhood or grandma or their mom and dad or whatever. They ain't going to get on an airplane. Poor people don't take trips. Not at all. And so my whole thing was all these restaurants, we went in a few of them. And also, one thing you can tell too about Panamanian restaurants and, the expat restaurants. The expats got all this sophisticated IT stuff, and they want you to tip them 18 to 25%. In Panama, most people don't tip. If you don't tip, you don't offend nobody. Go to an expat restaurant. You offending the hell out of them. I'm giving you no tip. You already included tip in your price for that rack of ribs. It cost me $35 damn. It should be costing me $15. So you already included the tip, so I'm not giving you anything at all. That's just the way I see it. When I travel overseas, Boquete is almost like Little America. You might well what Boquete is the villages in Panama, because people go down there and they have made it the villages. So the food scene, they got too many restaurants to say a lot of them are good. Now I'm saying that because most of them are not bad, but not all of them are good either. There's a huge difference. It's a huge difference. What I want people to realize, most of the restaurants, most of the foreigners or expats or gringos, whatever they call them, they have priced out, not necessarily priced out. What they've done is ran off the locals, Panamanians, who should be allowed to have their own restaurants, and let me go there and eat. Some of the things on the menu, Irish pubs and stuff, in the hills of Panama, ain't no damn Irish. The Irish can't make it. Ain't no Irish. Ain't no Scottish haggis either. But yet you'll see a pub called, O'Halloran's Brothers, whatever. Because what they did was that they done went and bought the prime real estate on the main road, because they ain't but one main road when you go to volcanoes. They don't build interstates in volcanoes. They go to the main road. They done bought the premier. They done bought their premier real estate. So no matter which way you walk, you got to go past it. And they done made it look good. They done dressed it all up. And that's what they did. And so the locals don't get a chance to get the authentic Panamanian food. And there are times when people say, oh, it's authentic Panamanian. You see a guy white as Casper the Ghost cooking. Nah, it ain't. Give me that Panamanian chef that's known. Let him cook the food. A lot of foods, if you didn't grow up with it, you don't cook it very well. You don't cook it very well at all. If you didn't grow up eating grandma's food, you're not gonna cook grandma food. If you grew up eating grandma food, you probably got an idea how to cook it. And there are people who are saying, well, I've been in Panama 20 years. Okay, I've been black 65 years, but I don't know everything about black. Depends on where you from, where you grow up, and who you hung out with, and who your friendship group is. It don't make you know everything about that place. But you get people who say there, I've been here 20 years. There are people who've been there 100 years, because I see them on the streets. It don't make you know everything about that place. And then out of the 20 years, you spent 19 of them learning. But Boquete, like I said, the food scene there could be great. It could be great. But it's not like it's not really organized. You might see two Italian restaurants side by side. You might see two barbecue joints side by side. And they don't put on the outside a lot of the stuff that they serve inside, because they really want you to come in for the beer. And they charging you American prices for the beer. They tell you, oh, this is $8. Well, in the States, a beer is $8. Even cheaper, you go to certain places. And you can always tell who owns it. You can say, you know what? That is by foreigners. Because everything is written in English. When you find something written in Spanish, now you know you probably got a Panamanian place. Now you know the odds are a lot better that place has authentic Panamanian food. But you got somebody who say, I retired and I came down here 10 years ago and I decided I'm going to cook the best Panamanian food. I'm going to teach the Panamanians how to cook Panama food. That's what some people have that attitude. No, I want to eat with the Panamanians when they go home. I want to eat what they eat at home, not the American version of what somebody think they eat at home. No, I want to eat what they eat at home. That's just me. But you do get people there who think that I'm going to go somewhere else in a different country and show the locals how to cook. And Boquete, I kind of got that vibe a lot. Because I know they got these fondas, these Panamanian restaurants where the Panamanians go and eat. They're just not easy to find because they're not on the main strip. Because the main strip, all the foreigners bought the real estate, and now these foreigners is going to have you eating foreign food or their version of Panamanian food. So that's a huge difference. That's a huge difference. So What I want people to know is that, hey, they got Panamanian restaurants, but they off the main street. But a lot of people in foreign countries, especially Americans, we don't wander far from the main streets. We do not. We like to stick to the main streets because we feel like it's safer. And I guess if you yell for help, you think someone's going to hear you. Well, the person hearing you might be the next robber. Who knows? But my whole point is this. Boquete has taken, not Boquete, foreigners have taken Boquete, a nice city, and try to make it like Little America or Little Toronto. They have strived to do that, and it's no more evident than the food scene. Like I said, you think about it. 25,000 people, 250 restaurants. And I think, to be honest about it, from what I went in and what I saw, most of them just bars. Most of them just bars. So I want to tell you, if you want to get the good Panamanian food, you got to wander off the main street. That's just how it works. Because you don't even see a lot of Panamanians on the main street. You really don't. They leave it to the foreigners, and they are two or three streets from that main street, enjoying their $5 meal, enjoying everything about Panama that you're not. Because, you know, all the restaurants there, I've seen very few that don't serve a breakfast. Almost everybody serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I don't know how they sneak in their siestas, but they get them in, though. But the breakfasts there are excellent. Panama give you great food. The breakfast everywhere I went was good. Not good as Finland, but it was good, though. But the whole thing is, you got to go to where the Panamanians go to make this trip enjoyable. Just ask the Panamanian. Hell, you got Google Translate. Just ask the Panamanian, give me your best restaurant, or what do you think is good? They'll tell you. The nicest people in the world. They would tell you that. If you ask a gringo for the best restaurant in Boquete, they're going to give you another gringo restaurant. They're going to give you another gringo restaurant. I asked a guy about 6 different restaurants, and he was an American. Everything he named was a foreign-owned restaurant. When I asked this lady cleaning the hotel room, and she was a Panamanian, she gave me about 10 restaurants, all of them Panamanian. I went to 5 of them, and everything on the menu and everything was in Spanish. Everything. If you didn't know Spanish, you just had to figure it out. Use your phone and Google Translate, whatever you had to do, you had to figure it out. And so she wrote them all down for me in Spanish. I'm like, this is what I came here for. Not that McDonald's and Burger King stuff. I can get that anywhere. So this your boy DJ Leon D just telling you, when you go to Panama, you got to be careful where you go, because you're not going to experience truly Panama if you talk or go to the wrong place. And you know what? When I lived overseas, I don't like being around expats in a damn way. I never have. Because that's the whole point of me going overseas. I want to be around other people, not other Americans, other languages, other cultures. That's the enjoyment that I get. You know, so like I said, Boquete is overrated. It ain't a whole lot to do there. Laid back city, people eat all day. That's all there is to do, eat and drink. I don't want to spend that kind of money to go overseas and visit things and just do that. So this is your boy DJ Leon D telling you, Boquete is overrated. The food scene is not a foodie city. It's a city with a lot of different foods from different around the world. Not all are good. I did some bad ones, you know, but just go. It's not worth taking. Don't go there just to eat. You go there because you want to hike. You want to be a part of nature. Go there for all that, but not just to eat. It ain't worth the time. Okay, so Boquete, save your trip. This is your boy DJ Leon D out.